Carlos, you've dealt with adversity during the year. You've bounced back after losses in key situations multiple times. Why do you believe you'll do it again tonight?
Um, that's who we are. Um, we got great players. We got great people. And we know that, yeah, we got punched yesterday. We'll come back today, and we're going to go prepare, compete, and try to get the job done. A lot of confidence on our guys. And we shown the whole year. This is a group that is resilient, that they have that grit. They fight, and they're not going to give up, and they're going to continue to play. So that'll be the same mentality, the same approach today, and we're going to go out there and have fun.
Okay, next question. Barry?
Hey, Carlos, you talked about Nemo yesterday and what he was playing through. When you see Freddie not in the lineup today because of what he's playing through, how much respect do you have for these guys for what they're putting up with at this time to just play at their max of what they have left in the playoffs?
A lot of respect for guys that you see it on the field, But I'm pretty sure they have a lot of guys on their team that are dealing with something and they're still able to post. We got a lot of them here too. It's not easy, man, and that's what when you get to this point in the year, it's a privilege, right? But you said it. You watch Freddie. The way he takes the field and comes out of the field, like, man, he hurts. You watch Nemo, same thing. But they're professionals, and they're doing everything they can to be available and continue to help their teams get some wins, right? On our case with Nemo, he's doing everything he can. And not only he's available, he's playing in the outfield. Yesterday, I checked with him in the seventh. I wanted to take him out. He's like, no, I'm good to finish the game. So that tells you right there the professionalism and how much they want it. And, they know that they have to be there for their team. So a lot of respect for them.
Okay, we're going to go in the back on the right to Jerry.
Hey, Carlos, was using Tylor to close out the game yesterday a matter of setting up your bullpen for the next couple of games?
Yeah. Once we got down like that, instead of using two more guys with McGill having, all his pitches. He could go on to 90, 100 pitches if we needed to. And he did that, He went out there and was able to finish a game. So saved some of the other guys from coming in that game, and now they're available for today. So.
Okay, we're going to go over here on the far left to Tim in the first row.
What's impressed you most about what Quintana has been able to do since really mid to late August for you?
Yeah, I think a lot, the way he's using all of his pitches in the strike zone. When he was in trouble, when it was hard for him, when he was struggling, it seems like he was nibbling and getting behind in counts. And then when he came in the zone, they made him pay. But I feel like the way he's using all of his pitches, whether it's the breaking ball, not to only get ahead, but to get chases, the changeup, or the two seam to get ground balls when he needs to. I think it's a combination of, the pitch package and how he's using it. But again, he has to be in the strike zone with all of them.
Okay, we're going to go to Tim Healy on the left in the second row.
How much of sticking with Alvarez has to do with his power, and however he looks at the plate, he can always connect with one and potentially change a game?
Yeah, this is a guy that can change the outcome of a game with one swing. A couple of guys on, and because of the power, you just have to relax a little bit here. But we know the potential there offensively. And the other thing with Alvin, man, he's 22 years old. That he's got a lot on his plate, especially when he comes down preparing and game planning for a game. There's nowadays when there's so much information, and he has to lead a pitching staff. And then on top of that, he's got to be a hitter as well, But he's one swing away, and yeah.
He has said in the past that sometimes in big moments he tries too hard. Do you think that's happening now?
Yeah. And I had a conversation with him yesterday about it. He's got to keep it simple. It's easy for me to sit here and say it. He's 22 years old, playing for the first time in a postseason when everything is magnified. But that's part of the development. That's part of the learning process. And this is a guy that is high energy. He's intense, and he needs to learn, and he's got to go through those experiences where he needs to find a way to slow the game down. He's got to breathe. He's got to let the game come to him, especially when he's in those situations. So he's got to keep it simple. I know there's a lot, whether he's working mechanically, keeping it simple, see the ball, hit the ball. Again, for me, it's easy to say it here. He's got to go out there and do it, and he will.
Okay, we're going to go far right. Erica?
Have you guys decided who's starting tomorrow?
No, we haven't decided that. We'll got to get through today's game and then see where we at.
Is Senga still in the mix?
He is.
Okay, Mark on the left in the back.
Carlos, how much tougher is it on your offense, just with the amount of pitchers the Dodgers have used in the series? Where I think Lindor has seen 9 different pitchers in 3 games, so he's not seeing anyone repeatedly. Just how much tougher is that for the guys?
Yeah, it's a challenge, but I think this is nothing new for us. I'm going to go back to the series that we played against the Brewers. You know, it was a bullpen. It was a different guy, you know, coming out of that bullpen all the time. So it's not different here. You know, they got a lot of arms. They got quality arms, and that's part of what they do, and that's what makes them a tough team because when you look at, they got 5, 6 guys that they could use at any point in the game, high leverage situation. It's a challenge, but you know we'll game plan. We'll continue to game plan and be ready for those guys. We got good hitters, and you know I like the fact that we're creating traffic, and we just one swing away, one big hit away. So that's what they do, and we'll adjust and we'll be ready.
We take one more in English and a couple in Spanish. Ron?
What has Zenga been doing the last few days to get his mechanics back on track?
Yeah, he's going through his normal routine, catch play. He gets on the mound and, you know, watching film with Hef, having conversations. And, you know, Hef will provide some feedback, and then he'll ask Senga, what are you seeing? What are you feeling? And I think he's in a good spot. So, yeah, he's ready to go tomorrow.
How do you evaluate, short of being in a game, whether the mechanics are right?
How do I evaluate that?
Yeah. In between starts.
I'll rely on my coaches. I rely on Hef and the feedback that we're getting from Senga. You know, so and we're having those conversations. We're having those discussions. It was positive yesterday what I got from Hef. So yeah, he's good.
Let's take one more in English here, Laura. First row.
A lot of the players had mentioned that you're sort of a stabilizing presence, not really overreacting whether things are going really well or really poorly. Has this always been part of your personality, and is it more difficult to do right now in the postseason?
Not really. I mean, it's going to be magnified, you know, because every game is very important. Today's important. You know, yesterday was important. And yeah, the confidence is there. You have to be steady. You got to be able to make some adjustments. And I've done that the whole year, whether it's with lineup construction, the way I use the bullpen. And I said it, you know, I'm gonna go bullpen. The guys will struggle, and I will continue to give them the ball. Lineup-wise, lineup construction, yeah, guys that are in the lineup or moving guys up and down. Somebody's hitting 5th, somebody's hitting 7. You know, a guy hitting in 2nd. Like, I'm always looking for ways to, you know. Put our guys in a position to have success, but also trusting them, you know, and we got good players. There's a reason we got to this point. We got a good team, and I'll continue to be myself. I'll continue to rely with the coaches and have those conversations with the players as well.
Okay, Daniela, first row here on the right.
¿Cuál ha sido la clave para que los Mex se repongan de esos golpes o situaciones adversas que se han presentado? Porque esa ha sido la historia desde abril de 2024, reponerse.
Sí, nos hemos caracterizado por ser un equipo pues que hemos tenido adversidades y nos dan un golpe y buscamos la manera de levantarnos. Y esta no ha sido la diferencia, ha sido todo el año. Lo hemos demostrado en la temporada regular, lo hemos demostrado en los playoffs y lo vamos a seguir demostrando. Ayer fue un juego donde pues nos jugamos bien y estamos hoy aquí un nuevo día enfrentándonos, como siempre lo hemos hecho, preparándonos, haciendo los ajustes que tenemos que hacer y al final del día salir a competir y sabemos que estamos enfrentando un gran equipo y tenemos que jugar una pelota bastante buena para poder ganarles. Y estoy bastante cómodo y tengo toda la confianza en los muchachos de que vayan a salir hoy y conseguir la victoria.
¿Se podría decir que están de vuelta a ese sentido de urgencia en el que se encontraban antes de clasificar a los playoffs? ¿Cuál es el plan de respuesta y los objetivos que tienes ante este juego de hoy?
Sí, mira, yo creo que nunca hemos salido de esa mentalidad. Nosotros tenemos, yo creo que 2 meses y medio jugando juegos de playoff, donde estamos con la espalda contra la pared. O se siente así, pero nunca nos hemos puesto en pánico, nunca hemos perdido la confianza. Y no hay nada diferente aquí, sí, todo es más por por lo que significa en la serie donde estamos, pero nuestro approach va a ser el mismo. Vamos a salir a competir, vamos a prepararnos y a divertirnos.
Okay, far left in the back, Veronica.
Carlos, jugar siempre en casa quiere sacar la ventaja, ¿no? Háblame lo importante que es jugar aquí frente a los aficionados.
Sí, es súper importante. De verdad que para nosotros es un honor, un privilegio tener la oportunidad de jugar al frente de nuestros fanáticos. Ayer lo vivimos, eléctricos, son intensos, apasionados, viven el picheo a picheo. Y lamentablemente ayer no conseguimos la victoria, tenemos 2 juegos más aquí. Nuestra mentalidad va a seguir siendo un día a la vez y seguir dando un buen espectáculo. Obviamente, pues esto es una fanaticada, como te digo, que es intensa y que ha sufrido, pero también ha vivido esos momentos buenos que se les ha dado. Y eso es lo que esperamos en el día de hoy, de que podamos conseguir esa victoria y que mañana podamos venir con una serie empatada y seguir llevándolo día a día.
We go down here in the front row on the left.
Carlos, hablaba Francisco de que tuvo una conversación con Marte ayer, que no tiene muchas conversaciones con él porque no habla mucho, y que le dijo como del corazón, le dio unos consejos. ¿Cuán importante es que ese grupo de jugadores más experimentados tome o acobije a los jóvenes de este roster? Y es algo que tú incentivas, conversas con los veteranos, con Lindor, sean líderes, conversen con los jóvenes, porque puede terminar siendo determinante para el éxito de este equipo.
Sí, eso es lo que hace este grupo especial. Nosotros tenemos no solamente buenos peloteros, sino grandes seres humanos que entienden lo difícil que es el juego de béisbol. Y cuando tú tienes un pelotero de la talla como Starling Marte, que ha tenido una carrera pues exitosa, ha estado en playoff y ha tenido bastante éxito, dándole esos consejos a un muchacho joven como Francisco Álvarez, que está empezando su carrera, que está viviendo esta experiencia por primera vez de playoff, y tener el hecho de, mira, cálmate. Cualquier consejo que tú le puedas dar, pues viniendo del mismo pelotero, tiene mucho impacto. Y no solamente con Starling Marte, sino con los otros peloteros que tenemos ahí de experiencia, pues que siguen engranándose y siguen aconsejando a los muchachos jóvenes. Esta experiencia que ellos están viviendo es única. Y el hecho de que tenemos nosotros peloteros que ya tienen experiencia, pues en estas instancias es un privilegio y es un lujo para nosotros. Y vuelvo y te repito, hace que este equipo sea especial.
Carlos, we got one more in English in the back on the right.
Carlos, just what went into Bader instead of Taylor today, and also staying with JD over Winker against this particular right-hander?
Yeah, so we know Yamamoto's split. He's a lot better against lefties, so I knew coming in I wanted all the righties in there as much as possible. And then with Bader, Taylor is a pretty good defender. Bader's elite defender, and small samples. When we faced Yamamoto, Bader had 3 really good at bats. Again, it's just 3 at bats, but I don't think anybody had that much of a sample size against Yamamoto. We only faced him once, so I just decided to go with him.
Carlos, thanks a lot.